placing my HD foundation stick on the top half of my face. Then I'm going to take my dip brow from Anastasia and I'm going to fill in my eyebrows like I do normally. Then I'm going to take my Morphe palette and start adding a little bit of definition into my crease area. I'm going to do a smoky eye, so I put a black eyeshadow down on my eyelid as a base. Then I'm just going to take a clean brush and start to smoke that eyeliner out into my crease. I'm going to take a little bit of darker color and start blending that into my crease as well. I lined my waterline and my tight line with eyeliner. I'm kind of skipping all over the place at this point. Using a ColourPop shadow, it's a purple shadow. It's really pretty layered over all of this. Then I'm going to take my FX Cosplay palette and I'm taking the black out of this. I'm going to start lining out where the jawbone and the cheekbone are, and then filling all that in with black. Then I'm going to start to outline where the teeth and the mouth are. I filled in the inside of my lips a little bit so you can see the mouth a little bit. And then I started to draw my teeth on. You can see I kind of put the lines are where my natural teeth are. Then I filled in those with some white paint to start the teeth. Pretty much I bounced all around and had to do different sections of this at different times, and there's just different levels. So I just kept trying to add things to add depth and make it as detailed as possible. I finished adding in some extra white for the teeth, and then I started putting white along the bottom of my jaw. I kind of wanted the skull to almost like fade into my natural like skin and makeup, so I started putting a little bit of white on my chin, and then I started taking the black and filling the black in between the teeth to make the white spots look even more like teeth. Once I was done finishing putting the black in between the teeth and almost arching that out a little bit over each side, I took a little bit of black eyeshadow and started to fade that out as well. Then I took some more white and started to extend the white lines up a little more as if they were going into the jawline. I started to fill in a little bit more of the black close to the teeth because I had the outlines figured out over there. I put a little bit of a NYX pencil down up top because it was a little bit more transparent than the white paint, and I thought it would be good to fade it in. This did not work out as well as I would have hoped. So I put a little bit of the white paint on the other side, and the NYX paint and the white paint didn't blend together like I would have loved it to, but it still worked for this. Then I took some black eyeshadow and filled in over my cheekbone and my jaw line to make those look even more like bones. And then I started to fill in those crevices where the jawline meets the teeth and where the teeth meet the jawline in with some black to make them look even more realistic. I took more of the black eyeshadow to fade the negative spaces more into my teeth, and then I took a clean detailer brush and continued to fade the lines out of my teeth into my jawbone. I also took a clean brush and blended out the lines that I had already put to add some definition to the different bones. Then I started to make little lines that could be cracks on the bottom of the skull, again just to make everything look more realistic. And now I'm just continuing to add detail. I put a little bit of eyeshadow around the cracks to make them look a little bit more like they had dimension, but I added a little bit too much. So that was a mistake of mine. And then I started to draw my nose on and decided I need a little bit of white above it to fade in to the regular skin. You can see I keep checking it out. Then I added a little bit more black and a tiny bit of the purple that I used on my eyelid to those lines that I added to add depth to the bone. Then I'm just going to continue to shade out little details. Like I said, I put in a little too much shadow on the cracks below, so I tried to fade those out a little bit. I put on some mascara and highlighted under my brow bone and in my tear duct just to make the top half of my face look the most alive as possible. I put a little bit of white in, and this is the finished look. I hope you liked it.